Imagine walking into a church service and finding a riot. Instead of prayer and worship, the room is filled with shouting. Arguments echo off the walls, and believers are physically fighting in the aisles. By the middle of the 5th century, this was the reality for many in the Roman Empire. Christianity had become the official religion of the state, and the days of hiding from pagan emperors were finally over. But the church's greatest struggles didn't vanish. They simply moved indoors. The primary danger to the faith had shifted from Roman swords on the outside to bitter internal divisions. While external persecution often strengthens a movement, internal collapse is an existential threat. This newly legalized faith was at risk of tearing itself apart from within. A single complex question fueled the unrest. Who is Jesus Christ? Thousands of believers were determined to defend Orthodox truth, but that passion often curdled into fear and anger. Theological disagreements were no longer settled with study. They were enforced through intimidation. This disruption scaled rapidly, spilling out of church aisles and into private homes and city streets. Entire communities were paralyzed by the conflict. It was a startling paradox. In their fierce desire to protect the truth about Jesus, these believers had completely abandoned the character of the Savior they claimed to serve. In AD 450, Emperor Marcian came to power and inherited a church that was fracturing under the weight of its own hostilities. These disputes were tearing apart the actual communities that lived and worked among the stone arches of the Roman world. Marcian realized that if the church could not find a way to peacefully discuss the identity of Christ, the entire social and spiritual foundation of the empire would fracture. He took decisive legal action, banning unauthorized religious gatherings and passing laws to protect bishops from physical intimidation and violence. Marcian focused on creating a peaceful environment, securing the safety of the clergy so they could deliberate without the threat of a mob. This restored order allowed the Council of Chalcedon to convene in AD 451, bringing hundreds of bishops together in a protected, orderly setting. The methodology of the street riot was replaced by the methodology of the church, first with prayer, opening the scriptures, and careful listening. After weeks of deliberation, the council produced a foundational statement regarding the identity of Jesus that would guide the church for the next 1,500 years. They affirmed that Jesus Christ is fully God and fully man. These are two complete natures, locking into one person. They established strict theological boundaries to protect this mystery, declaring the natures are united without confusion, without change, without division, and without separation. The church finally reached a shared language to explain the incarnation, but they were only able to do so because order and peace had been established first. History shows that Marcian's decree didn't end every disagreement. In fact, some of the schisms that followed the council lasted for centuries. Despite those divisions, the statement produced at Chalcedon became a bedrock of historic Christian belief, accepted by nearly every major tradition today. Marcian's insistence that theological disputes be settled through orderly discussion rather than physical force provided the stability necessary for the council to articulate this lasting definition of the faith. These events reflect the words of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." The Apostle Paul later commanded the church to speak the truth in love, establishing a biblical requirement to hold both together. Truth without love becomes a harsh, cold weapon, but love without truth has no solid foundation to stand on. The lesson of AD 451 is that while Christians must defend the truth with courage, that defense is only valid if the method reflects the peaceful spirit of Christ himself.